Hi team, good morning everyone. So today we are going to discuss on the topics release strategy and pricing procedure. So let's look into that. So first, what is release strategy? So release strategy is in SAP is a way to control and approve purchasing documents like purchase requisitions, purchase orders. So or before they are getting finalized, that is before getting approved from the organization level. So it ensures that the right people review and approve the document based on the rules like value, material type, or plant. So we have some tables to in the release strategy. So the PO tables for release strategy with classification along with technical names, that is from the communication structure, that is CEKKO. The field names purchase organization and the technical name for that is EKORG, and field name purchaser group is EKGRP, and for PO document type the technical name is BSART, and for net value it is GNETW, and for plant it is WEERKS. To fetch the length and data type, the T code we can use is SE11, that is ABAP dictionary. So let's take an example. PO document type as a BSART and the length is 4 and the data type is characteristic CHAR. So the release strategy can be applied to several documents to control and streamline the approval process. So first is purchase requisition, second is request for quotation, next is purchase order, and contracts. So these are the four purchase related documents which the release strategy can be applied and implemented. And the SPRO path for the release strategy is SPRO, material management, purchasing, release procedure. So we have some types of release strategy. So one is release strategy with the classification, another one is release strategy without classification. So the major differences are the release strategy with the classification can be configured for purchase requisition, PO, RFQ, or contracts and scheduling agreements. And without classification, it can only be configured for purchase requisition. And release strategy with classification can be set at both the header and item levels, but without classification, it can be set at only item level release. And in release strategy with classification, we can define characteristics like document type, purchasing group, purchasing organization, and net value. And in release strategy without classification, we have account assignment category, material group, and plant as characteristics. In release strategy with classification, workflow can be set for approvals. In without classification, it does not need go for any approvals. Coming to the features wise, the setup complexity of the release strategy with the classification is high, and their flexibility is high. We have multiple conditions we can implement on the release strategy with classification, and we have we can use the characteristics and class, and it is mostly used suitable for complex approval workflows. It is easier to maintain and scale. Coming to the features of the release strategy without classification, the setup complexity is low. It is very low flexible, just limited conditions, and there is no use of characteristics and class. So this is mainly used for simple approval processes, and it is for maintaining it is harder to scale. So there are several steps to configure the release strategy. So we can look into it one by one. First one is edit characteristics. So characteristics is a qualitative classification term such as division, region, department, or company, such for example, a purchasing department, a distribution department, sales department. So those are some of the examples, and we give specific characteristics to the department. So next was class. So the class is the group which combines the similar objects with same characteristics. So, and the T code used for edit characteristics is T code CT04, and table is CAPN, and The T code used for edit class is CL02 and the table is CL80. So these comes under the define. So the next step is release group. So the first edit characters in edit class are modification types, and the release group is comes under the key components of the release procedure. So the release group is defined like it is the group of persons responsible for releasing the purchasing documents with assigned strategy. And the table is T16FG release codes. So release codes is two character ID that is assigned to a person in the organization, like a manager or senior manager. So they will be assigned with the specific code with the two characteristics. And the table is T16FC. Next is release indicator. So release indicator provides the status of the PO during the approval process, where either it is blocked, cancelled, or released. So whatever the status is seen in this release indicator. The table for the release indicator is T16FB. So next was release strategy. So it defines the approval process for purchasing requisition or external purchasing documents. So it is like the hierarchy or the priority in which order the persons who are responsible for approving approval is organized. So workflow. So workflow plays a secondary role in this case, simply informing. It just gives a notification to the users or the persons involving in the approval. So they get a notification either through mail or that is in the SAP ECC. And in the latest version of S4 HANA, we have a Fiori app. So it is a mobile version app. So they can either approve or cancel or change the status of the PO using the app. So once this release strategy is finalized, we can go for creating a new PO based on the conditions, and we can trigger the PO. And to create the PO, the T code is ME21, and to release the PO, the T code is ME29N. So coming to the modifications and characteristics, we have data type. So either it is characteristics or number or date, and we need to provide a description to the characteristics, value, and additional data, that is table name and field name from the above dictionary, and restrictions is type of class. And in the edit class, we have class and class type, and basic data type, that's description and status. Keywords, we can give what type of document we are providing, which comes under which class. So example is NB, and we can assign these class to the characteristics which we created in the previous step. So next is release procedure. We have 4 steps in this. So that is release group. So release group is the group of people, the department which is responsible for the approval of the PO, and we can assign this release group to a class. Then release code. So release code is, as mentioned, it is a two alphabetic or numeric code given to the approval persons. So example, it is maybe a TL manager, junior manager, senior manager, and they comes under a hierarchy or a priority based on the condition in which the PO is going to be released. Next is a release indicator. So release indicators, mainly we can provides the status of the PO. So either it is blocked, cancelled, or released. It is partially released. So those comes under the release indicators. So release strategy. So it is the approval from the release codes. That is the hierarchy which we mentioned. Either it is if the hierarchy in the company comes if with TL, junior manager, senior manager, director. So those are some of the examples. So we have some release prerequisites, release status, and release simulation. So next is pricing procedure. So the pricing procedure in SAP determines how prices are calculated for purchasing documents like POs and PRs. It includes conditions such as price, discounts, surcharges, taxes, and freight cost. So it is used to determine all the conditions into one procedure where we can find the subtotal for the net amount. So in brief, it is the total value of the material which is to be purchased from a vendor. It includes all the cost included for the particular material. So we have several conditions for pricing procedure in SAP. So first one is defining the condition tables. So it is specific to field catalog. Next is defining the access sequence. It is the search strategy. Third one is the defining the condition types. It is related to the pricing elements. Fourth one is the price, defining the calculation schema. It has some procedure based on the in which the material is priced, and defining the schema group. It is the purchase organization and vendor. And the next one is the defining the schema determination. It is assigning the schema group to the price procedure. Next one is the maintaining the condition records. So it is the records in which the all the conditions which we defined to be recorded or stored. So first one is condition tables. So it is a table where we can save all the fields with the combination for individual condition record. So like example, we can take vendor plan material, and or vendor plan material purchase or such type of combinations we can use for providing a condition table. And table range should be from 501 to 999. And the T code used for defined condition tables is M/M/03. And here's the SPRO path for defining the condition tables. Next is an access sequence. An access sequence is a search strategy. So that the system uses to find valid data for a particular condition type. So in the previous step, we created a condition table, and then, the next step is condition type. So the access sequence serves as a bridge between the condition tables and the condition type. So it searches the specific condition types from the condition tables. So one access sequence can contain one or more condition tables. The condition type is searching for condition record via access sequence. So the next step will be condition type. And the D code used for access sequence is M/07. And we also have the SPRO path to define the access sequence. So condition type. So condition type is used to define the different type of charges, such as like the base price, discount, the shipping charges, handling charges, loading, unloading. So all kind of charges for a material will be defined using a type that is called condition type. So each condition type can be linked to an access sequence. So we can define different condition type for each kind of price. And the T code used for defining the condition type is M/06. And we also have the SPRO path to define the condition type. So next is calculation schema. So the condition records allows you to store and retrieve pricing data in the system. So it can fetch via it combines the condition table, condition type, and access sequence for the calculating the price of the material. So for example, if you are buying a laptop, we use the base price as 50,000. So that will be comes under condition type PB000. And the next condition for discount is RA01. And for freight, the condition type is FRB1. And for tax, it is MWST. So the total price will be adding and subtracting these condition types. And this calculation is called as the calculation schema. And the T code used for this calculation schema is M/08. So we also have the SPRO path to define the calculation schema. So there are some 16 key fields in the calculation schema. So first one is step, then sequence that provide the sequence number of the condition in the procedure. Next one is counter. So it is used to group multiple conditions under the same step. Next is condition type. It is the pricing element. And next is description. It is a description given to the condition and the number from, and it is next is the number range from and to. It is the from which date to which date it is valid. Next one is manual. It allows manual entry of the condition value. Next is mandatory. The condition must be present for pricing to proceed. Statistical. So it is used for reporting, not for price calculation. Next is print. It controls whether the condition appears on printouts. Subtotals. It stores intermediate results for later use. Then requirement, the logic to determine if condition should be applied. Next is calculation rule. Is the formula for complex calculations. Next is condition basis. So it is the basis for percentage calculation. Example net value. Next is scale basis. It is based for applying scales. Example quantity or a value. Next is alternative condition for base value. It overrides the default base value for calculation. So these are the 16 key fields in the calculation schema. Next is schema group. So in the schema group in SAP MM is it is to link the vendors and the purchase organization to the correct pricing procedure. That is calculation schema. So in which it helps to decide which pricing rules to be applied when creating the purchase order. And the T code is OMFN for maintaining schema group for vendor. And the T code OMFM is for maintaining the schema group for vendor, for purchase organization. And the T code OMFP is to assign the schema group for purchase organization. And the T code XK02/BP is used to assign the schema group for vendor. So, and to define the schema group, we also have the SPRO part. Next is schema determination. Schema determination is the process where SAP decides which pricing procedure to use when creating a purchasing document. So there will be several schema groups will be available in the system. So the schema determination is used to determine which pricing procedure to be applied. So it is the combination of assignment. So that is example, calculation schema to be assigned to vendor schema group and purchase organization schema group. And the T code used for schema determination is OMFO. And we also have the SPRO path to define the schema determination. So next is condition records. So the maintaining condition records in SAP refers to the process of entering actual data for specific combinations such as vendor, material, purchase organization, etc. So this is a key step in the condition technique where SAP uses these records during purchase transitions to automatically determine prices. So what are the conditions techniques which we have created previously? Those will be stored in the condition records. And the T code used for the condition records is MEK1. And we also have the SPRO path. So once this condition procedures completed, we can create a purchase order based on the conditions we have created, based on the pricing procedure we completed. So when you create a PO, so we need to identify the system SAP will identify the correct pricing procedure. So based on the schema groups and apply the specific condition types in the sequence and fetch the condition records in the pricing procedure using access sequence and calculate the total price from the pricing procedure. And to create the purchase order, the T code is ME21N. And we also have the SPRO part. So we have two different condition types, like time-dependent conditions and time-independent conditions. And we have some features. So the condition type PB00 is base price and PBX is manual price entry. So base price can be fetched from the pricing procedure, but PBX, the time independent conditions, the price will be manually entered. In the time-dependent conditions, the time dependency is specific to a valid from one date to another. We have a validity period, but in time-independent conditions, there is no validity period. And the time-dependent conditions is stored in condition records via T code MEK1, and the time-independent conditions directly stored in the PO, not in the condition records. So it is manually entered. We never enter the price in the pricing procedure or condition records. And the flexibility is for time dependent condition. It allows different prices for different time periods. That's we have specific validity period, so we can change the prices based on the validity period. And for time independent conditions, it is manually entered. So, and to maintain the time dependent conditions, it is easy to update using condition records. So, manual entry, we need to create a new PO every time to enter the manual price. So, example, so one vendor offers 100 rupees for a material A from January to March, and another and 110 from April to June. So, yes, a single vendor can offer a single material for a for a different price for different varieties. But in time independent conditions, it is one-time pricing without master data setup. Thank you, team.
I'm going to present on topics release strategy and pricing procedure. Okay, these two topics. Basically, release strategy, it is an internal control mechanism for managing approval process for purchase document like PR, POs, contracts, and all. It is a mechanism to manage approval process. Once it is approved, then we can release the purchase documents. Okay. Um, Basically, the steps involved in release strategies are edit characteristics, edit class, and then we can go for release procedure. Okay, total 7 steps are there. Initially, in edit characteristics, okay, uh, important thing is data type. We are selecting the character format, that is a CHAR, and then coming with the table name and field name. Okay, so now release strategy for which document we are releasing with respect to the document type or with respect to various conditions we are selecting. Now here in the purchase order for the document type we are releasing the strategies, means it is starting with NB, standard document type. For that, any PO if it is created with that document type, then release strategy has to apply. Okay. So for that, the important thing is table name and field name. Okay. For purchase orders, we have table name EKKO for with respect to header level, and EKKP with respect to item level we have. Okay. For header level, we can take EKKO, but here the table name we are entering as a CEKKO. That is a communication of the table. We are prefixing with the C, and field name, that is nothing but a technical name of the condition. Say we have various technical names. If for document type BSART, for purchase organization EKORG. If with respect to net value we need to go release strategy, then GNETW. Yeah, various technical or field names is there. So while creating the characteristic, okay, which table name and which field name, that we need, that two are important. Okay, according to these conditions we can go with the release strategies, applying release strategies for PO. Then important is class type. For release strategy we are using a standard class type of 032. Okay, if it is a batch 023 like various is there, for this time being we are using 032 for release strategy. So this is how to create the characteristics. Once we create the characteristics with the table name CEKKO and field name, there is a document type BSART, then class type 032 release strategy. Then we are going for class. Here the class type, again same class type is 032. Here we are assigning the characteristic which we have defined here to this class. Okay, assigning the characteristics previously defined to this class. Once these two steps are done, then we will go with the procedure, release procedure for purchase orders. A release group. Basically, a release group is the group which is responsible for the release of release approvals for the purchasing documents. So one group can create like purchase department or in-on department with the two characteristics, okay, 2 digit. Then we can go for creating the release codes. Release codes are like hierarchy wise, we have a release approval from a team lead or manager, senior manager, directors. Okay, various teams will be there. That codes we need to create here, release codes. Okay, in the release group, we are creating one group that is a team which is responsible for that one, and codes we are assigning to this release group. So here maximum 8 release codes can be assigned to one release group, because in SAP we have maximum 8 levels of 8 maximum levels of release code can be assigned or approved. Okay, for one group which we have created here, for that 8 maximum codes we can assign. For some normally 2 or 3 or 4 release codes will be assigned. Then once release code is assigned, we'll go for indicators. We'll create an indicator like one for block, two for release, or B for block, R for release, like that. One indicator, and we'll select a tick mark for released cases. Okay, that is indicators we are creating, that which shows in the PO. And here is important thing: release strategy. Okay, release strategy. Here we have 4 classifications. One is a prerequisite. One is statuses, release prerequisite, release statuses, release classifications, and simulate. Okay. For prerequisites, basically what we'll do, which group we have created, one release strategy we'll create it for that release group, and codes, okay, in order wise. First, which code we want, like team lead. Then next, which code we want. Okay, that codes we will in chronological order we will add here. Then going for statuses, here we can configure, like say if only one person is approved, whether PO to release, or if 2 person approved, PO to release, or if all person approves, then we can release PO. That we can set in the statuses. Okay, like if we give R, then release. If we give B, then block, as we mentioned indicators here. Once it is done, then we can say here, then classification. Okay, in the classification, we need to give the keyword that is a NB. That is the type of document which we are releasing strategies for these POs. After this release strategy workflow, here basically workflow is what assigning their personal user IDs. Okay, in SAP, in organizations, each will be having their user IDs. Okay, like team leader, what we have created the code that will be assigning to that user ID, like that. Assigning the user IDs, we can call it as a workflows. Once this strategy is set, then we can create the PO, okay, with the document type for which we have created NB, the standard document, and then we can select the purchase organization, company code of purchase group, and vendor, and we can create one PO. We can save it or post it. After that, we can go for ME23 and display. We can see the release strategy will be there. So to release, we need to go for T code ME29N. Then we can release one by one. As we configured in the statuses, if we configured after approval of all codes, then it has to release. We can see in the PO, after all approvals, we can see the PO is released. Okay, then we can send to supplier through IDOC interface or any through mail communication, like that. Okay, this is about release strategy, and we have SPRO path. We can go for this path, release procedure for purchase order, and in that we can go with what these all steps, what release group, release codes. Okay, these all 3 classifications we can see in this path, in this SPRO path, and the T codes for edit characteristics and edit class. And these are standard field names, like we are configuring with respect to company code or with respect to plant, with respect to net value. Okay, that we can select it. That field name we need to enter in the what while creating the characteristics. This is about release strategy. Then coming with the pricing procedure. Okay, so pricing procedure, it determines the net price of material. Okay, PO. Pricing procedure, it determines the net value. Means in the PO, like gross value will be there, Okay, and some discounts will be there. Right value we need to add it. Taxes we need to add it. That all of applying in sequence conditions. Okay, then what the net value will get in the PO, that we can call it as a pricing procedure. Okay, it's a role of the pricing procedure. Then coming with the pricing procedure, so we have a steps, 7 steps. So first we need to define the condition table and then go with the action sequence, then condition type, calculation schema, schema group, schema determination, and maintain condition records. So this one by one we can go. First, define condition table. So here in the condition table, up to 500, 1 to 500 standard tables are there. So we can create from 501 to 999. Okay. So here the key combinations like we need to select with respect to company code, purchase organization vendor, or company code, plant vendor. Okay, like this, what key combinations we are configuring the pricing procedure, that we need to select and create one table. So let us say from 501 to 999, any one table we can create, and in that table we need to select the key combinations, that is like with respect to company code or with respect to purchase organization or with respect to vendor. Okay, that we need to select and we need to generate the table in local object. Okay, once this condition table is created, then we can go for defining access sequence. Okay, so in the access sequence we can create one new sequence. Okay, and then this sequence what we have created we can assign to this condition table which we have created here, the table, and we can view with the fields whether all fields are available or not under this access sequence. Once these two steps are completed, then we can go with the condition type. So in the condition types, normally we are copying from the standard condition types. We have various condition types like PV00 for gross price. We have RA01 for a discount on gross prices, like FRA1, that is a freight on freight charges in percentage wise. Okay, or SKTO, if we have any cash discounts, like various condition types are there. So standard, like we can take PB00 gross price. We can copy as we are using, not creating new, copying, because it all existing tables has to be copied. We are copying from standard condition type which are available in SAP, that we are copying, and then we are renaming or we are creating as per our requirement. Okay, then here in the condition type, once we can view, there are 16 fields total. Okay, and if we go for control data, we can change as per our requirement, like PB00 we can change it as a TS00 or like that, whatever name we require. Once this condition type is created, then we can go to what define calculation schema. So this is a important step, that is we can call it as also as a pricing procedure, calculation schema. Here also again what we are using a standard available one and we are making a copy as, we are not creating any new. So standard what we are using is RM0000. Okay, that calculation schema we are copying as and we are creating. So uh, we are creating to our required configurations. Okay, once this calculations in the calculation schema, we can again see all the tables are copied or not. Then we can go with the schema group. Okay, in the schema group, basically we are creating schema group with respect to vendor, with respect to purchase organizations. Once these two are created, then assign schema group to purchase organization. Which purchase organization is there, that we can assign here itself. Then schema group to vendor, we need to go for vendor, like vendor master, that is XK02. We can go for vendor master, which vendor we require, that we can change, and their option is their schema group. There we need to enter which schema group we have created. Okay, normally this is a 2-digit character and this is a 4-digit character that appears once you create a schema group for vendor. It appears in if you go for XK02 and select drop down the schema group, there we can see and we can assign. So this is creating schema group for vendor, creating schema group for purchase organization, then assigning schema group for purchase organization, and assigning schema group for vendor. After this schema determination, this is important step where schema group for vendor, schema group for purchase organization, and there is calculation schema or purchasing procedure. These all three we are correlating or assigning to each other. Once it is done, then your the final step is go for maintain records using T code MEK1 we are going, and there for which condition type we have created. Okay, we have created on condition type. For that condition type, we need to maintain the price. So price unit of measure OM is very important, and valid from valid to that dates we are maintaining, and we are saying after the completion of this one we can go for creation of PO ME21N with respect to what? The company code and purchase organization and vendor. So which company code uh, you have taken? The company code, purchase organization and vendor. If we go for creating the PO, and we can see price will be what automatically fetched from this purchasing procedure. See here we are maintaining prices in purchase info record. We are maintaining prices in quotations. There's ME47. Uh, Also we are maintaining here, but the priority is given for pricing procedure, and next priority for maintain quotation, and then will be for purchase info record. So you can see uh, value what we have maintained here. That value will be fetched in the PO. From that we can see, and there we can add if any like discount is there, if any surcharges are there, that we can add there in the header level itself. Okay, this is how we are configuring the pricing procedure. SPRO path. So all this procedure we can see in this path. SPRO image purchasing condition under what define price determination. Okay, first maintain condition table is there. That is for condition table. Next, instead of maintain condition table, we can go for access sequence, condition types, calculation schema. This all we can go over here. This is a what T code and SPRO path. This is about pricing procedure. Thank you.
Hello team, my name is Rohini. Today I will be presenting on release strategy and pricing procedure for the PO. So first we'll discuss on the release strategy. So release strategy in SAP is a key mechanism for controlling the approval process for documents like purchase requisition and the purchase order. When we create the purchase order or the purchase requisition for the further procedure, we have to approve that purchasing documents. So that we call it as the release strategy. And the key components which comes under the release strategies are, the first one is release code. So that means the represent the authorization level of approval. Multiple release codes can be involved in the sequential approval process. That means it represents the individual person or the role which is responsible for approving the document at the certain level, and each approver in the release process is assigned to a unique release codes. For example, it may be a buyer or we can call it as end user, like that. So next one is release indicator that specifies the current status of the document, whether it is in the purchasing document is in the blocked state, or it's in the release state, or it's partially released, like that it shows the status of the document. And the next one is a release group. The group groups the release codes for a particular strategy. That means the release group combines the similar documents which are release strategy will be defined. It helps the system to identify whether the strategy applies to a purchase requisition or purchase order. And the next one is a release strategy that defines the condition under which a document requires the approval and assign the release codes and the sequences. And it ensures that the document is verified and approved by the authorized person based on the defined conditions. So these are all the key components in the release strategies. So next one is the release strategy can be applied to the following documents. For what and all documents that it will be applied, like it will be applied for the purchase requisition. So in the purchase requisition, we release the documents in the items level. And the next one is a request for quotation. Then purchase order. In the purchase order, we release the documents in the header level. And the next one is contracts. So for these documents, the release strategies can be applied. And the fields and the technical names. So why it is required? The technical names is basically required to configure the release strategies. That's why we need to know the technical names. The purchase organization is EKORG, and purchase group it is EKGRP. PO document type it is BSART, and net value it is GNETW. Plant that is WERKS. And already we know that like tables for the purchasing document as well as for the RFQ, that is EKKO and EKPO for header data and item data. But here we add the prefix like CEKKO and CEKPO. And the T codes we require to configure the release strategies are, that is to edit the characteristics it is CT04, and to edit the class it is CL02, to create PO it is ME21N, and to release the PO ME29N. And the tables are, for the edit characteristics it is CABN, for edit class it is KL80, release group it is T16FG, for release code T16FC, and for the release indicator it is T16FB, and for the release strategy it is T16FS. So these are all the technical names, tables and T codes we need to for the configuration of the release strategies. Next, how to configure the release strategy? First, we set up the configuration for the document types, that is NB document type. The first one is edit characteristics. The first step for to configure the release strategy is edit characteristics. A characteristics is a qualitative classification terms such as division, region, department, or a company, where we give the characteristics names, as well as here we maintain the document type. So for which document type we are configuring the release strategy. For example, here we are uh, configure for the document type, that is MB. We need to maintain that document type in the edit characteristics as well. The T code for the edit characteristics is, that is CT04, and the table is CABN. And also we have a SPRO path, that is SPRO, that is, and SAP reference IMG, material master, purchasing and release procedure. It's for PO. And the next step is edit class. A class group together similar object described by the same characteristics. So here we maintain the class name, and also the class type we need to select it as 032 for the release procedure. And whatever the class we have defined, for that we need to assign that to the characteristics we have already predefined. And the T code for the edit class is CL02, and the table is KL80. The next one is the defined release procedure for PO orders. The first one is release group, the group of person responsible for releasing the purchasing documents with assigned strategy. For example, when we create the PO, the particular team will be responsible to release the uh, document. For example, purchasing team, or production team, or service team will be responsible like that. The release group we have to maintain. For example, we will be having the service team for the release purpose, so we can maintain the two characteristics. Either we can use the alphabet as well as the numeric to define the release group. And the next one is release codes. So release codes is basically the company will be having the hierarchy. So the release codes is a character ID allowing a person to release a requisition, or it is an external document. So the company will be having the hierarchy. So for example, here we are creating for NB document name. For example, if we create for the price range, from this range to this range, the end user or buyer can release the PO. Or if it is more than that, the TL will release, or more than that, manager, more than that, like director. Like that way we will be having the hierarchy. So maximum of 8 hierarchy we can maintain in the SAP So that we maintain the, that we call it as release codes. So the table for release code is T16FC. And the next one is release indicator. The release indicators define the status of the PO during the approval process. Thus, whether the state, when we create the PO with respect to the document type NB, currently if it is not released, it will be in the blocked state. That we have to, and if everyone is approved, then it will be in the release state. Like that, we have to define it. For example, we can give the same year also, we can give the new numbers as well as the alphabet. We can take a B for a block, like it's not mandatory to take the particular alphabet or particular numer. We can use anything in order to, based on the company, we can define the release indicators. And the release strategy defines the approval process for purchase requisition or the external purchasing document. Here means, for example, as I mentioned, first we end user or buyer will approve. After that, whom it will be, it should trigger. After that, who has to approve that. So here we maintain the hierarchy, that is we call it as the release strategy. The table we use for the release strategy is T16FS. And the next last one is workflow. When we create everything, that is either a purchase requisition or the purchase order, once it is everything is clear, we have to go for the approval. That means the workflow has to be triggered to the particular person. That means for the approver, it has to be triggered. So workflow plays a secondary role in this case, simply informing the user of a document, waiting for the approval and linking them to the relevant approvals transaction. So in SAP, we can use the, like the buyer who has approval to approve the PO, they will be having the workflow. Once the PO is created, the workflow will be triggered to that person. Also, we can use the IDOC in order to trigger the workflow to the approver. So these are all the like steps to configure the release strategy. So once everything is ready, like everything is configured, then we have to test whether we have created it correctly or not. For that, we have a testing procedure. Like first, we have to create the purchase order by using the T code ME21N. Ensure the PO matches the release strategy conditions, and save the PO. Then the system assign the appropriate release strategy. Once everything is done, then go to the release code, that is ME29N, then approve the document type. So once it is approved, then it will show the status, based on the hierarchy, whether it is, if it is not approved, it will be blocked state. If that, if we have 4 hierarchy, and 2 hierarchy is approved, then it will be in the partially blocked or partially released status. Then everyone is approved, then it will be in the release status. So once it is approved, then go to the display T code for the PO, that is ME23N, then review the PO, and it will be in the release status. So this is the procedure for the release strategy.
Yeah, hi team. Myself Satish Kumar. I'm going to present on release strategy and pricing procedure in PO. Release strategy. Release strategy is a key mechanism for controlling the approval process for documents like purchase requisition and purchase order, and it allows companies to define conditions under which a document must be reviewed and approved before the further processing. And steps to configure release strategy in PO document type. The first one, edit characteristics. A characteristics is a like qualitative qualification term such as division, region, department, or company. And and edit class. A class groups together similar objects described by the same characteristics. And the next one is a release group. Group of persons responsible for releasing the purchasing documents with assigned strategy. And the release code. The release code is to character ID allow person to release like clear or approve a requisition or an internal purchasing document. The next one is the release indicator. Release indicators defines the like status of a PO during the approval process. A release strategy. The release strategy defines the approval process for purchase requisitions or external purchasing documents. And the last one is workflow. Like workflow plays a secondary role in the case, simply informing users of the document waiting for approval and linking them to the relevant approval transaction. In release strategy, these are the field name and technical name, purchase organization EK ORG, and purchase group EKGRP, and purchase purchase order document type BSART, and net value GNENW, and plant WERKS. And these are the PO tables, EKKO header data. And here here C is communication, like C like we are using CEKKO, and EKKP item data, and CEKKP like we can fetch the we can fetch the length and data type from T code SE11. And these are the T codes and tables like which we are using to configure, like edit characteristics. The T code is CT04, and edit class T code is CL02. And these are the tables for edit characteristics CABN, and edit class KLAT, and release group T6 T16FG, and release code T16FC, and release indicator T16FB, and release strategy T16FS. In release strategy, there are two types of release strategy. The one is with classification. The another one is without classification. Like with classification, release strategy can be configured for like PR, PO, RFQ, and contracts, and like scheduling agreements. Like release strategy can be set at both header and item level release. Like we can define characteristics like document type, purchasing group, purchasing organization, and net level. And workflow can be set up for approvals. The next type is like without classification. Like without classification, release strategy can be configured only for PR alone, and release strategy can be at only item level release. Like we can have like account assignment category, material group, and plant as like characteristics. Like workflow can't be set up for approvals. Like we are moving to the next topic, pricing procedure. Pricing procedure determines how prices are calculated for purchasing documents like POs and PRs. It includes such as gross price discounts, surcharges, taxes, and freight costs. Pricing procedure is to determine all the conditions into one process where we can find the subtotal for net amount. like uh, uh, Pricing process works based on the condition techniques, condition table, access sequence, condition type, calculation schema, schema group, schema determination, and the condition record. The first one, condition table, is a table where we can save the all the fields within the combination, for individual condition record. Example, vendor, where plant, material, purchase organization. Likewise, we can assign many fields in one condition table. And the second one, access sequence. Like an access sequence is a search strategy that system uses to find valid data for a particular condition type. Like one access sequence can contains one or more condition tables. And the third one, condition type. A condition type is used to define different types of charges such as price, discount, and freight, etc. Like we can define a one condition type for each kind of price, discount, or surcharge that occurs in a business transactions. And the fourth one is calculation schema. Calculation schema will define a group of condition types in a particular sequence, which are required in our pricing procedure. Like example, gross price, discount, freight, surcharges, etc. Like in this calculation schema, 16 steps will be there. And this one is a schema group. Schema group is assigned to vendor and purchase organization. With the help of schema group, vendor and purchase organization with determine the pricing procedure. Only one schema group vendor can be assigned to vendor master at a time. No provision to assign multiple schema groups vendor at a time in a vendor master. And schema group vendor assigned in a vendor master. This is master data maintenance. Schema group purchase organization assigned in a purchase organization. This is a configuration. And the next one is schema determination. Schema determination is a combination of assignment, that is calculation schema assigned to vendor schema group and purchase organization schema group. And the last one is condition record. Condition record allows you to store and retrieve pricing data in the system. Like condition record can fetch via access sequence and condition type. And these are the T codes which we are using to configure in pricing procedure. M/03 is define condition table. M/07 axis sequence. M/06 condition type. M/08 calculation schema. And OMFN maintain schema for vendor. OMFM maintain schema group for purchase organization. OMFP assign schema group for purchase organization. SK02 assign schema group for vendor. OMFO schema define schema determination. MEK1 maintain condition records. And these are the types of conditions in pricing procedure. Condition type PB 00. This is gross price, base of the material or service, and RA01 discount, and discount applied at item level, and RB00 rebate, and vendor rebate or cashback incentives, and FRB1 freight, freight cost paid by the vendor. SK T0 cash discount for early payment, MWST, MWST value added tax, VAT, tax calculated on the net price, AMIW minimum order value, ensures a minimum order value is met, and ZA01 custom discount, business specific pricing conditions. And in pricing procedure, we have to time dependent condition, PB00, and time independent condition, PB double X. Now we'll discuss about the difference between these two. And time dependent conditions which are applicable based on time, like in info records and contracts. Like we mentioned, the validity period of the conditions, for different validity period, different conditions may apply, making them time different. When you want price to be automatic in the PO, you can use a PB00 condition type. And time independent condition, PB double X, and conditions which are not dependent on time, like in PO. Once the condition is identified and is applied in PO, it remains applicable even if the condition is expired in source. Like if you want price to be manual in the PO, you can use PB double X condition type. That's it. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Sindhu. Today here I'm going to present SAP, enterprise structure, company, company code, business area, and functional area. First, SAP. SAP means system application and products in a data processing. Why everyone choose SAP? Here I'm take a SM group of company. It is a company. Example, before implementation of a SAP, it uses different applications. For example, for a financial department, it uses a Tally. Sales department, it uses JV tools. For HR, it uses timesheet softwares. For material management, MRP softwares. After implementation software, SAP provides all these applications in one system. It helps to every company to adopt SAP. It is the one biggest plus point of SAP implementation. Types of data in a SAP. There are three types in a SAP. First, configuration, master data, and transactional data. Configuration is the highest level in the hierarchy, and master data, it is the middle one. Transaction is the lower one. It employees can do it. Configuration is totally belongs to accountants. That's all. In a SAP, programs are regards to ABAP consultants, and configuration is done in a SPRO screen. Here in the SPRO screen or configuration, we can do enterprise structure. We can create enterprise structure, posting period variants, fiscal year, etc. In a master data, it is done in a SAP easy access screen. Here we can create GL accounts like asset, vendor, create, etc. Transactional data is in it is done in a SAP easy access screen. Here create a accounting entry postings. It helps to report. It helps to reports. Here enterprise structure. Here I took a SM group of company. It is one of the parenting company. In a SAP terminology, it is called as a company, and it has two subsidiary companies. called SM Steel Private Limited and SM Cement Private Limited. These are subsidiary companies. In a non-SAP terminology, they called the subsidiary companies, but in a SAP, we called it as a company codes. And it is a business consolidation area. Business consolidation area helps parenting company to divide it into a subcategories as per business area. From that, we can access the data easily according to our requirement. And Delhi are the branches of SM Steel Private Limited, and Bangalore is the branch of SM Cement Private Limited. In a SAP, in non-SAP terminology, they called as branches. In a SAP terminology, we called it as business areas. These are functional department, sales department, and raw material departments of SM Steel Private Limited. In a non-SAP terminology, it is called as departments. In a SAP terminology, we called as functional areas. In a non-SAP, company means it is an artificial person because it is a legal entity created by the law, exist independently from its owners, shareholders, directors, similar to natural human beings, but in the non-physical legal sense. It is totally different from a SAP. In the SAP, it has defined as it is one of the company in a organizational unit create according to the country legal requirements. It is the highest level entity in the group. Multiple create company codes. For example, for real time example, is Tata group of company is one of head company or a group company. It has a different company codes like Tata Motors, TCS, Technology, etc. Those all are. Path is SPRO, IMG, enterprise structure, definition, financial accounting, and defined company. T code is OX50. In a SAP, company code is an organizational unit used in accounting. It is used to structure business from a financial accounting perspective. Company code typically represent a legal independent company operating in a specific country. It uses country's local currency. It uses company's local currency for a financial reporting. Path is SPRO, IMG, enterprise structure, definition, financial accounting, company code. T code is OX02. Business area is an organizational unit with the accounting that represent a separate area of operations or responsibilities in business organization. In a non-SAP, it is called as branches. It represents the location of the company code or company. And path is SPRO, IMG, enterprise structure, definition, financial accounting, business area. T code is OX0. Functional area. Functional area in a non-SAP we are called as a departments. In a SAP, it is a functional areas. Example, every company has a financial department, sales, raw material department, marketing department, research and development departments. Those all are called a functional areas in a SAP. Path is SPRO, IMG, enterprise structure, definition, financial accounting, functional area. T code is OKBD. Consolidation business area. A consolidation business area is an organizational unit that represents a central business segment within a business organization and that has a balance sheet which can be included a business area consolidation. This business consolidation area helps to parenting company or a group company. It had a subsidiaries or a company codes in India or in foreign also. This consolidation business area helps to divide it into according to the location or area. For example, if it is in a America, we can make a consolidation area like SMUS. It helps a company to extract the data only of US companies. And the path is SPRO, IMG, enterprise structure, definition, financial accounting, consolidation, business area. The code is OCC1. Thank you, sir.